The Avengers issue 15 sees the Shadow Colonel take out Blade and Captain Marvel at Avengers Mountain. Cap and T'Challa arrive to help, but they are set upon by Sarge as the Colonel asks where their ride is. On cue, the base is blown open to reveal the spirit of vengeance possessed Robbie Reyes, who, as Carol determines what is happening to him, blows her out of the base. Thor and Iron Man arrive too late, however, to stop the Shadow Colonel, Sarge, and the now possessed Ghost Rider making their escape, as Robbie notes that even though he is in immense pain, it feels good to let loose. Later on, the Avengers regroup after losing Ghost Rider's trail. T'Challa says that the mountain is repairing itself and scanning for the rider, while agents of Wakanda look after Robbie's younger brother. Blade knows that the Shadow Colonel will want to unleash Ghost Rider where he can do the most damage in the vampire leadership, meaning all they need to do is find Dracula. Luckily, they have some good news on that front, as Tony has gone to a penal colony in Russia, where he has snuck into the jail and confronted the Vampire King, who thinks Tony has come to kill him. Dracula says that he is now just a helpless old man, but Tony knows better than that. However, Dracula says that his days of wanton killings are over and he is no longer the Dracula of myth. Tony laughs at Dracula's tale of misfortune, and Dracula gets under Tony's skin by mentioning his father begging the vampire for his life in exchange for some of Dracula's immortality. Tony says the vampire can't rile him up by bad-mouthing his father, since he does it better than anyone. Tony wants to know Dracula's demands, and the vampire says that he has lived a long life and has seen many things, so he wants to impart his wisdom in exchange for some refuge. Tony says the Avengers can help him better than the Russians can, but Dracula says they just recruited Blade into their ranks and he would be a fool to go with them. Tony wants to just take the vampire now, but Dracula says that he's going to be slightly busy now since a riot has broken out in the prison thanks to Dracula's influence, and Tony goes to help Crimson Dynamo deal with the riot. In Madripoor, the vampires of the city are killed by the Rat Bomber, a vampire who uses explosive wired rats to do his dirty work. Vampires Snow Snake and the Carpathian arrive to deal with the rest of the vampires as Lady Cromwell clears out the safe room's entrance for the Shadow Colonel, who knows the Baroness blood is in the room. Blasting into the vault, the Shadow Colonel says that he and his Legion of the Unliving are weeding out the weakness from within the vampire race and will return to the top of the food chain. In the vault, they find a group of vampire children who will be used to prove Ghost Rider's allegiance. The Ghost Rider unleashes his hellfire on them, killing the children. Back in the prison, the Winter Guard and Tony watch Dracula, wondering why he caused the riot. That's the least of the Winter Guard's concern, as they want to arrest Tony for breaking into the prison. Crimson Dynamo won't arrest him, instead sucker punching Stark in the gut, telling him to leave or he will become Dracula's cellmate. Tony leaves, telling T'Challa that they won't be getting Dracula without starting a war with the Winter Guard. Back in Madripoor, Ghost Rider reveals that he hadn't killed the children and refuses to, which disappoints the Colonel. The villain keeps invoking the spirit of vengeance again, and as the room explodes, the Shadow Colonel says that if Robbie won't kill the vampire children, he can kill the newly arriving Avengers. The Avengers issue 15 continue the Vampire Civil War story and Blade's return to prominence in a really fun way by revealing a big chunk of the Shadow Colonel's plan to rid the vampire species of any weakness. I love the interaction between Tony and Dracula, hinting at past connections with their families, while also showing us a very different Dracula compared to other interpretations of the character. Mainly that this is a kind of over-the-hill senior citizen who just wants to relax, but can still fight should he need to. Robbie's turn as a villain is pretty awesome as well, and I love for a moment there he's actually kind of liking it, kind of liking getting to let loose with his powers and experience what I guess is the full range of this Spirit of Vengeance power. What I am most excited for is seeing the Spirit of Vengeance getting let loose on the Avengers next issue, and how Robbie will try and stop himself from killing them, which I imagine probably won't go as well as he hopes. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.